Hello, my name is Shannon Kessner and this is my Unit 4 NWS observation in comparison to my weaker weather observation from Unit 3. My observations were taken from Yak Road just off the Chena Pump Ridge west of Fairbanks. Each observation was taken at 1700 hours starting on January 31st, 2017 through February 4th, 2017. The National Weather Service data location that I will be utilizing is the Fairbanks International Airport. My week starts on Tuesday, January 31st, 2017 at 1700 hours. The temperature at the time was 19.9 degrees Fahrenheit. Cloud cover was minimum with sporadic, gray, wispy-looking clouds which I observed to be stratus fractus clouds. There was no sign of precipitation. I could note a slight calm wind that was noticeable as I exhaled. Maximum temperatures that day were 37.4 degrees Fahrenheit and the minimum was 16.2 degrees Fahrenheit. My temperature recordings this day were a bit high than what the National Weather Service reported for that day. The NWS reported a temperature of 4 degrees at 16:53 hours, which was close to the same time I took my observation. On day 2, I noted that the daily temperature was at 9 degrees Fahrenheit. Maximum temperature was 19.9 degrees Fahrenheit and minimum temperature was 6.9 degrees Fahrenheit. This day was mostly overcast, but you could also see sunlight still. There was a calm wind that was just barely felt on my face, and the NWS reported a temperature of -6 degrees Fahrenheit. Day 3, February 2nd, 2017 at 1700 hours, the temperature was at 6.8 degrees Fahrenheit. Maximum temperatures this day was at 9.2 degrees Fahrenheit and the minimum was at 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Wind this day was still calm and it was still overcast and the sky appeared just a little bit grayish. There was no precipitation observed and the temperature reported by the NWS was at -6 degrees Fahrenheit like the day before. On February 3rd, 2017 at 1700 hours, the temperature was 14.5 degrees Fahrenheit with a maximum of 14.6 degrees Fahrenheit and a minimum temperature of 2.9 degrees Fahrenheit. There is no noticeable cloud coverage on this day and there was definite wind that I could feel on my face, but I couldn't notice any trees moving. The NWS reported a temperature of -4 degrees Fahrenheit. On my last day of observation, February 4th, 2017 at 1700 hours, I noted my temperature at 10 degrees Fahrenheit. The sky was still overcast, but there was sunlight visible this day. There was a slight breeze and the rest of the week there was no precipitation. Maximum temperatures was 12.2 degrees Fahrenheit, and I received a minimum temperature of 7.4 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, the NWS reported a temperature of -4 degrees Fahrenheit. I noticed that my temperature recordings were a bit off from what the NWS found, but even though the readings don't really coincide, you can see that the temperatures during the week rise and fall around the same points, just like the National Weather Service's observations. During my week of observation, my pressure readings were close to the NWS readings for the most part, except for February 1st. On January 31st at 1700 hours, I had a pressure reading of 1033 millibars, while the NWS reported at 1032 millibars at 16:53 hours. February 1st, the barometric pressure I got was 1023 millibars, and the NWS reported at 1046 millibars. I think I actually read my barometer wrong in this. It just seemed there was too much of a drop in the pressure. On the February 2nd, 2017, my barometer read 1043 millibars and the NWS reported 1,045 millibars. The next day, I noted the pressure at 1,029 millibars, and the NWS reported at 1,036 millibars. February 4th, 2017, at 1700 hours, the barometric pressure read at 1,026 millibars, and the NWS read theirs at 1,027 millibars. On Tuesday, January 31st, you can see a high pressure system in multiple places in the state of Alaska, which were between 1,040 to 1,043 millibar range, and it wasn't that far off from my reading for that day. You can see a cold front that's moving in from the north, as well as some snow coming in. The clouds coincide with what I found for that day, which there was a little bit of dark grayish clouds for that day. Wednesday, February 1st, 2017, there's high pressure systems in the state that are reading 1,050 millibars. Since my reading was off for that day, I know there was a big difference. There's an occluded front coming in from the south, heading north-northeast toward Alaska, and there's also snow coming in from around the state. The cloud coverage again coincides with my observation for the day, which is relatively overcast. On Thursday, February 2nd, 2017, the map has high pressure systems with 1,047 millibars, which was close to my readings for the day. It also looks like there's still some heavy cloud coverage, which also goes along with my observations of it being overcast. On Friday, February 3rd, 2017, there was again heavy cloud coverage with a few high pressure systems and an occluded front coming in from the southwest towards Alaska. On Saturday, February 4th, my last day of observation, there was plenty of high pressure systems across the state, and I also noted there was fog in the north-south of Alaska, and like Wednesday and Friday, there was pretty heavy cloud coverage. On January 31st, 2017, the surface map shows high pressure systems across the state with readings of 1,040 millibars to 1,043, which is around 8 millibars off from what I had of 1,033 millibars. And the cloud coverage is what I observed on that day, which was a few dark sporadic clouds in my area. And the infrared image shows clouds that looks like it's heading into my location of Fairbanks around this area. And that does go along with my readings for that day. And you can see in the water vapor image in this area, which I think I'm at, dark blue and it's white area, it's little to no precipitation, which was like my whole week of no precipitation.